This is Scala. Just went from being okay for my van to not so much. Laura's left me behind. I don't need to tell you guys by now, this looks so much worse or better than it is. Just trying to weigh up whether or not this is above the limitation of a van, because the angle will never be justified with a camera. I think if you took it slow and maybe put some waffle boards in places, maybe filled some ruts, but here, a proper pivot point, which could make your day go from I've just found this. I'm sorry about the camera angle. I'm holding the drone with a camera because I got the old one, and because I'm a child, even if it's not from the Land Rover, we've got to pretend just for a split second it is, haven't we?
Is that ours?
We lost this.
No, it's not ours.
Never a doubt. So this is Scala, a Land Rover Defender. If you are an old school watcher of the channel, you will know that my channel started with a Defender and trailer build. If you have never driven a Land Rover Defender, you need to, at some point. It doesn't matter how you do it. Go test drive one for the day. Probably don't do this to it, but you definitely, at some point, as any kind of vehicle enthusiast, need to get yourself out in one of these. The day I went to actually drive away from the one that I purchased, the guy that was selling it to me, a dealership, he said, have you ever driven one? And I hadn't. I put all of my money down on quite a nice Land Rover Defender, and I'd never driven one. And when you get inside one, you instantly feel more capable. It goes from being in a goldfish bowl of, say, a Volkswagen Transporter to a Panda tank. Honestly, the view, the feel, just everything about this, go and get yourself in one. It doesn't matter. Go now. This is in fact a 2012 Land Rover Defender, known as the Puma. And guess what? It's got a Ford engine. It's true. How relevant of the times is that? 3 main engines went into the Land Rover Defenders. You had the TDI, everyone loved it. If it broke down, you could fix that with bubble gum, a plastic bottle and a shoelace. And then it went to the TD5, and the Land Rover community absolutely saw their ass because it had an ECU. And then when it went to this, everyone swore they would never buy one and it would be absolute pap. And guess what? It isn't. A few of my friends, where I got all of that information from, by the way, Rich from Bug Out Vehicles and Liam from the Adams Overland Company, he just went to the volcanoes of Iceland and the deserts of Morocco in one, and it never skipped a beat. The winner of Scala will have the opportunity, speed and power, if they want to come out half a day, potentially, I've no doubt in my mind, on lanes just like this, on a bit of a half day off-roading session. Let me slow down, I feel like I'm doing that on the camera. Bit of a half day with Brownbird, whether or not you want someone to sit with you, guide you, help you out, or if you want to go in a bit of a convoy fashion, 2 Defenders on the lanes. I think that's pretty cool. I'm not going to show you around this because I know so little about it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to brew up, look at these wonderful views, and Laura from Brownbird is going to take you for a closer look and tell you the what's what. But just look at that. What I can tell you is it looks absolutely magnificent, and check it out. I didn't even know that you could do that to a Land Rover.
Hi everyone, so I'll give you a quick tour of the lovely Scala. So I guess starting with the back door, we have a drop-down table with the Primus gas stove on there. So we've kind of designed this vehicle so that you can cook outdoors and indoors with plenty of work surface space in the kitchen. All of our builds have the signature, the live edge worktop that a lot of you may recognise. And it's really important to us that you have a decent amount of work surface space, because we do like to cook and we do like to go out in all weathers, places like Iceland, cold places, the Lake District where it's raining all the time. So you need to be able to cook inside and not just rely on cooking outdoors. Here we have the kind of electrical unit. So we've got a full Victron off-grid electrical system. So there's a DC to DC charger, solar. So she is built to be completely off-grid, so you don't need to rely on hookup. There's a diesel heater as well, so we've got an Autoterm diesel heater that's plumbed straight into the fuel tank, keep you warm and toasty. And then a little bit of storage in here. We've tried to make the most of every little bit of storage we can in such a small build. That down there is fantastic for putting collapsible chairs and a table. That's what we managed to fit in our own build Skafter. Then you've got 3 upper cabinets, so there's plenty of storage along there in those for kind of small knickknacks. We tend to put small things like underwear, socks and things like that, and small t-shirts up there, and then other clothes, bigger stuff, goes under here. So boots, tops, jackets, things like that can go under there. And then this little cupboard here is just the right size for a toilet. So you can still get a toilet in a Land Rover. And then kitchen storage wise, we've got all of these drawers. So all of these, you can fit your pots, pans, cooking stuff in. And then down the end here is a really, really big top loading fridge that we must take this plastic off. Keep forgetting to do that. So this is a super economical top loading fridge. You can fit so much in there. It's really quiet as well, which is nice. We've kind of tried to hide it and recess it into this worktop so that it's not, a lot of people don't even realise it's got a fridge. We can make a bed down here. So all of these cushions make up a small double bed, I would say, which is kind of an emergency bed in this van because the main bed is up top. So to get up here, just go do and up, and I can fit along here quite nicely, but we have also made an extra panel that fits in this space here. By putting this extra panel up down here, it gives you even more room for sleeping. And I would say anybody up to kind of like 6'3", 6'4" would easily fit up here. So it's a really nice big bed. So one of the main reasons we've designed this van, do we call it a van? Truck? Car, I don't know, whatever she is. We've designed everything to be low, so the sofa's low and the kitchen's low, so that you can still sit in here and you're not hitting your head on the top. You see a lot of Defender conversions where the sofa's a bit higher, the kitchen's higher with like loads of storage cupboards here. Well, that's great if you can pop the pop top up, but lot of the time in the UK, it's windy. We can only sort of just about do it today. You don't want to have to rely on that to be able to sit in here comfortably. The sofa's so comfy, so we tend to sit, one of us will sit here like that, and then the other person sits there with their legs up, and it's just a really nice loungy sofa, so you don't feel like you're literally like sat bolt upright all the time on like normal bench seats that just do that. So when the pop top's up, you literally just push it up, bumps your uncle, and that goes up, and then you've got your full head height stand up in. So we've built Scala very typically in our brown bird style, which, as I mentioned, you've got the live edge worktop. There's lots of oak features throughout. We always have copper lights, so we've made copper lights along there. That's a light, you can probably just about see if I do that at the back there. Sort of nice marine style fittings, and the floor kind of, we got very inspired with the marine industry with the floor, kind of reminds us of kind of boat decking. And then we've got this pattern along the wall. So we've been doing this for a couple of years now. We've been putting a design on the ply, which we use on the CNC machine. And then the customers, they'll come to us and they've got like a handful of patterns that they can pick from, so we can make these sort of things bespoke. And I would say we're very much inspired by kind of Scandinavian looks. So we've gone kind of quite dark over the last few years from our travels in Iceland. So there's that, but also kind of alpine cabins, which is where we like to go travelling. So we hope that when people look in there, that's what they feel and see.
This is where I tell you guys a little home truth. I'll be laying in bed one night and I'll look over to the side and I'll hear the ching, and I've just realised that my missus has bought another 20 tickets for the Brown Bird raffle. I'm not going to lie to you, my missus would just love me forever if I built any kind of vehicle with this kind of warmth. You know when you're driving through a little village, a little rainy night, and you look over, you see the big pane glass of a pub and it's got that kind of glow to it. I want to go in there and drink 5 pints of lager because it's just got that glow. That's what this does. I've seen these vehicles, not just this one, the Transporter in the past, they did a 907. It all has that look, and I would love to create that. I'd love to create this warmth, this look, because remember, there is still black in here. There are black panels and features absolutely everywhere, but it's somehow not the dark cavernous man cave that I keep creating, so I do have to get better at that. I did say it last time, and genuinely my missus even said to me once, what will happen to the other vans when we win the 907, because she manifested the win. And if you don't know, the win and the tickets and the thing like that, this is part of a raffle. What raffle is this? Is it like number 5, 4, 5?
I think it's a 6, you know.
So this is the 6th, potentially. Raffle available. £6 a ticket. So this could be yours for £6. Someone has to win it. One ticket will win this van. The draw will be in about a week's time by the time this video is on YouTube. If that date has passed, check out Brown Bird, because if you're watching this video in December, there might be another one. Someone will win this in about 2 weeks' time, potentially with one £6 ticket. UAO15, if that is what the code is, I'm sure it will be.
We'll make the code that.
15% off, UAO15. There will be a link in the description. So my man maths is, if you bought 10 tickets, which should be £60, £50 and some change, £51. £51 for 10 tickets. I advise buying 30 and winning this bad boy, because this is, actually no I don't, because that makes the odds for me worse. What an absolutely cracking day. You see the pink on my cheeks? I've been running around and doing gates and filming and stuff like that. It gets warm, it's a horrible day. Perhaps it's good for filming, don't know. That lovely shade of grey, like I mentioned before. Just want to say a massive thank you to everybody at Brown Bird and Laura for coming out with me today, or actually taking me out. Massive fun. I feel quite spoiled to say that this might even be called work. That's quite a strange scenario, that today we were working and we just did that. Obviously I've got the edit to do. UAO15, we're pretty sure that that is the code. Get yourself a ticket and this could be yours, and you could be sat there while someone sat here up in those lanes. You got to do it. Absolutely fantastic. This conversion, check that out, guys. You have to excuse my filming paraphernalia all in the back there, but wow. Wow. Get yourself a ticket. Do not miss out. By the time you see this video, get them, because the draw is quick snap after. Like I said before, if you've missed this, you're okay my way. If you've missed this draw, check them out on their social medias. They will all be in the description below. Get yourself in the next one. Do you know what the next one is?
No, not
Pressure.
yet.
Is there a next one?
Oh, there'll be a next one.
Always a next one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.